What's up YouTube, we're back again, and in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to create a visualizer like Clavish's chapter 16 album. So if you look closely, we are going to be recreating these mixed media vibes all digitally within Photoshop using a few tricks here and there. So make sure to tune in till the end because there's a lot to be learned. To begin creating a visualizer for this kind, make sure you have an image that you can start creating a look from. So in this case, we'll be using this picture with Clavish that was used in the chapter 16 album. Right click on it and open with Photoshop. For the first part, which we are recreating this kind of mixed media look inside Photoshop, it will kind of take a bit of time. It took me about 35 minutes to create the 2 slides that we're going to use for this tutorial. So once I open the file, I also lock it so that I can't click on it. Then I create a new layer, go to my brush tool, and I select this painting brush, this scribbling painting brush that I got for free. I'll also link it down below. And with the smallest, I think a diameter of 3, I scribble around to create the first 2 background layers. As you can see them, I'm just going and moving around, and these will be very important layers to create this look. Once I'm done, I'll create a new layer, and now I'll start kind of creating a full look. So I'm going around from the left side, then I create a new layer, paint something in between, and then I go to the other side, paint something else, such that if I enable all these layers in a particular order, they will kind of show this stop motion effect. I keep on doing the same process, scribbling around, and this time I create a layer and I scribble around the subject's jacket, the jeans, as I create new layers after every few scribbles. So it's kind of a trial and error. You'll be using Ctrl+Z so many times, but this time I use the same paintbrush tool but with a larger diameter. Once I was done with that, I went into this section that has the book, and I paint around the book in different kind of shades and patterns. I'll paint over these 3 times, which will give us this kind of stop motion effect. We're using the same brush mostly and just incorporating different diameters and different ways to scribble around it. Afterwards, I create a new layer and paint around the jeans and the shoes, I think, which will give us something cohesive. So make sure you have about up to 20 layers or more than 10, just many layers that you can work around with. In this step, I create a final background layer that I will rename and put it below with others. Now I open the same image in a different Photoshop file, and I zoom into it a turn. Then I also scribble some background patterns behind it. I do this using more or less the same paintbrush pack. It's free. I'll also link down below, as I had mentioned. Once I'm done with that, I kind of do the same things that we did on the previous slide. I just paint around the eye, paint a box around his eye, as I saw on the album art, on the cover art for this album. So I'm just kind of enforcing and copying the same techniques so that I can pass the message around, and I've also done this a couple of times, so I think I'm getting the reps in. I do these strokes which shows some numbers, and I also go around his jacket as I create new layers. I'll explain this in a minute afterwards so that you can really understand what's happening. Okay, so now we are done creating these 2 slides that we'll be using for the visualizer in Premiere Pro. So I created 3 background layers separately. So this is the first one. Go to the second background layer, and then I'll also go to the 3rd background layer. So these ones can be used interchangeably, and they'll also give me freedom when you go back to Premiere Pro. From that, I started now creating a look from this: layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, layer 4. So these are kind of one category. I'll disable them. Go to layer 5. 5 would lead up to 6, 7, and 8, which is kind of a full slide. And then 10 has something on the books. So from 10, we had a scribble on the book, another scribble at 11, and also different from the one that I did with 12, and also different from the one that I did with 13. For the second slide, if you've seen the visualizer for Clavish's chapter 16 music video, you'll kind of get it. I zoomed into the same image, and then I created 2 background layers. So that's the background 1. Background 2 is looking like this. From there, I just created different segments. So layer 1 leads into layer 2, 3, 4. And then 5, 6, 7, it starts at 5, then goes to 6, then goes to 7. And these all come together like a fucking puzzle. From there, I will disable those ones. We start once again at 9. We go around his body, and then add some few elements on him. Those are the layers that we are going to work with, and now we can carry all these into Premiere Pro. Make sure you've saved all your slides. From my project bin, I'll import. These are the two Photoshop slides that we just made. We'll import them, and make sure you import them as individual layers. Make sure all of them are selected, so click on select all and then hit OK. Do the same for the other one. Make sure it's individual layers, select all, hit OK. So now we have our base. We'll start with the first slide. I'll create a new sequence. It has to be 1920 by 1080 definitely, or I think I can just drag these right here and we have the same sequence. I will lock down the first video layer so that it goes uninterrupted. Then I'll start dragging and creating this look. I'll begin by leaving 3 frames, 1, 2, 3, and then I will drop my first background layer. Okay, I wanted this to be in a different color. Okay, yeah. Bring my first background layer, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is actually based on my trial and error. 6 frames seem to be like perfect for creating this stop motion effect. Then I can begin bringing in these other layers. If I play this back, this is what we're kind of trying to do. Yeah, we want to create something that has some sort of continuity. And then once we are done with like this first section, I'll go 6 frames. Then from there, I think I can cut everything. I might still continue with the background layer, and now I can just incorporate these other items. So this is kind of what we are going to do. So I'll keep on doing this, and then I'll also go to the second, which was more of a close-up, and do the same thing. I think I'll come back to it, and then I'll just kind of give a small commentary on it. And I'm done creating these 2 sequences for the visualizer. You can kind of see the concept, and it's really flexible. You can change things around. Just as a reminder, as said from the first frame, make sure to go 3 frames and then introduce the first concept, and from that everything else can flow to make it kind of look seamless. We can really change the background. For example, we can have just the second background for this section, but I decided to add it together with the first background. I think it just looked better. I could also delete it and maybe bring in the other background. I had created 3 backgrounds for this, so I could have brought the third background. Was it right here? Yes, it would have just gone and looked something like this. The more layers that you create on Photoshop, the more flexibility you have when you come down on this section. So I'll actually go on with this one. Now for the second sequence, this is what you have. So once you have something like this, go back to your project bin and create a new sequence. Drag in the 2 sequences that you just created. I'm gonna bring the other one too. So I want the first sequence to come and then the second one to follow. I'll delete these audios. So from here, we're just going to add a few effects to clear up this look. We can adjust the movement by increasing the speed or reducing the speed if you want it to be more fluid. So I could just go on speed and duration and put it at on 30% and see what this looks like, and probably do the same for this other one, and ripple delete. Okay, we can always adjust this later on. Let's just work with this. Next, go to your effects and add a noise. A noise is pretty important for this to work. Up to around 30%. Disable using color noise. I think we just want this subtle noise. We also need to add a bit of movement and shaking. So I'll use the universe shake, use this camera shake, and then under shake controls, reduce the amplitude X and Y up to about 70 each. Okay, I think I found a sweet spot for this camera shake. It just needs to be a little bit subtle and on the area. I'll copy these 2 effects and paste them on this other sequence. Create a new adjustment layer, put it right on top of this one. Go to your effects and add transform. For the transform, we're just going to zoom in into the clip up to around 120, just to make sure there is constant movement. Then put this other keyframe over here, so that way the video is consistently zooming in. Make sure all these keyframes are on Bezier, and then duplicate these adjustment layer, put it on top of this other one, and then just squeeze the keyframe to the end. And in those few steps, you've been able to recreate a visualizer just using a mixed media kind of effect. Once you're done, you're just going to duplicate your layers many times. Now, one of the ways that you can transition this visualizer way better, right on the second slide, we can go right at the end. Let's introduce a new adjustment layer, place it right on top, and then go to our effects and add an invert. Make sure it says about double the amount of time the others did. So this is about 12 frames, and then I can extend everything else right like this. So what this will do is that right at the end of this animation, we'll always have this flickering kind of effect, which will reflect on the main sequence. And there goes our final look for this visualizer. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching this video. See you guys on the next tutorial. Peace out.